turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe.
Hey, what's good, my people? It's another Sunday. My goodness, I have had a fantastic week. I've had a fantastic week, and I'm about to have a fantastic day because I have with me in the studio right here a songstress, a singer, Afrobeat singer, fast rising star in the industry. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about none other than the one, the only Sochie.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, I don't know if I got that pronunciation correct.
Sochie.
Sochie.
Yeah, you
so
gotta
what,
put the...
what does that mean?
Oh,
How did that come about?
Sochie's a combination of my names, actually. I used to go by Sochie.
Oh.
So I knocked off the B. That's the Bisochie. I shortened it to...
What happened there?
Nothing really happened. I just wanted something cooler. Something sassy, easy, short. Yeah.
So
that's it.
If one wanted to find out about Sochie in like 1 minute. I know it's very hard.
1 minute.
If somebody wanted to know about Sochie, who is Sochie? What is Sochie about?
Okay, I'm gonna try in 1 minute though.
Okay.
Sochie is a singer, songwriter, a model, a host, a presenter. Yeah. She's a fitness enthusiast. She's a fashion model and also a fitness model as well. She's a multifaceted, multi-skilled, creative. Anything,
so you're in that
entertainment. Yeah, that's me.
You host as well?
I do, yeah. I do events once in a while. Then I host a lottery game for a lottery company here in Lagos.
Okay, so let's go back. I know we came forward, but let's go back. How did all of this start? I mean, you have a song out, right?
Yeah.
And Work It, I believe. So
yeah,
at what point did you decide that you wanted to dabble into the music?
To be honest, music has always been there, but I never took it seriously until about 2 years ago. I picked up writing all over again and then tried to match up what was the in thing at that time. Then started recording last year, and this year, boom, I said, you know what? People who have always been asking, and I know you sing, but what's up? So all these songs I wrote before, I never really dropped them except for my family and friends, and maybe a few people that know me from way back will say, okay, I know this girl from school, or I know her from my neighborhood or something, and she sings. Yeah. So it just it wasn't an overnight thing. It's always been there.
You're wearing many hats right now. Yeah. So how do you like carry everything along? I mean, you're hosting here, you're singing here, you're performing at shows.
You cannot be a Nigerian and not know how to carry things along.
So when they want to book you, how do they book you? Like, okay, Sochie, I'm booking you to sing. I'm booking you to host. How do you?
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Although sometimes the time clashes, but there's always a way around it. And if it's music / hosting, I'm so sorry, but I'll take music over hosting sometimes.
Oh,
yes. That's like I said sometimes.
That's no, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to take it personal because some of us are on this hosting table. But is that your forte or your passion?
That's my forte. It's my passion. I mean, it's everything right now. It's just that the other aspects of me came before the music.
Okay.
So people are still getting used to me singing, and then
they're always Sochie, the musician.
They're always like, this girl, like, is this you? Like someone said to me, like, I think it was last week, we were having a conversation and we were actually having a drink, and then he goes, Abisola and Sochie, they seem like two different people.
Personalities.
Like this person sitting right here is Abisola. That person I saw on stage, that is Sochie. Like, what? I'm like, sometimes you need to show yourself, like.
So you have that switch. I think we started hearing a lot about this switch with Beyonce, the Sasha Fierce side to her.
Something like that.
You experienced that as well. You have that as well.
That's the effect that music has on me, actually. It's not the same when you're hosting. It's not the same when you're modeling. Yeah. You're not talking when you're catwalking on the wrong way. When you're doing photo shoots, you're not really talking, except if it's a commercial or where you're required to act. But for music, it's like you listen to it, you hear the vibe, and then next thing you're moving, you're popping. And I'm a good dancer too, so why not?
Somebody's blowing her trumpet. I came with the trumpets to blow for you, but I don't think there's any need for me to blow it. You're already blowing it on yourself. You're already blowing it by yourself. You don't need any help. All right. So music is global. I think people understand this already. You don't even have to understand the language anymore. Once you just hear the sound, you just
move.
You just get right onto it. When we come back, we're going to buttress on that a little bit more. Remember, it's the Ska Weekend Vibes, the Sunday edition. We'll be back. You stay tuned.
Turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe.
Let's talk about the challenges in the industry in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria on its own, it's quite challenging. For those of you who don't know, now you know. But then again, in the music scene, are there peculiarities with the challenges in Nigeria here?
Let me put this first. I know you've heard it before. Being a female in the entertainment industry.
I was coming there. That was my follow-up question.
Well, you asked me.
I don't know
it's
whether you're
challenge.
mind reading now.
I don't.
Yeah, but let's, since we're already there, let's just touch on that.
Well, that's like my greatest challenge. I won't lie. Right now, it's harder for me to even say, "Yo, I'm a musician." I have to like show myself and say, "This is what I do," and I can do it. It's not I did here. I have to, I have to show you what I'm capable of doing, and then I have to convince you again that this is what I'm doing and I can do it. So two different things. I'm showing you. You're like,
so
okay,
when you say show, you mean they watch you perform, or
exactly.
you play your track?
I have to play my track. I have to sing to them.
So what other convincing do they need after that?
Being persistent. You just have to be in their face.
But is that different for women? Doesn't that also apply to men as well?
For men, don't even get me started.
No, that's why we're here. I'm here for that.
Okay, well,
what's the difference?
For men,
are you saying that men have it better in the industry?
They have it better. They have more opportunities. Actually, it's easier for you to say, "My guy, me will run this thing now." He won't say anything. I mean, not like he won't say anything, but he won't charge you that much or try to get too close to you to achieve something. But if it's a woman, it's always like, "Oh, you're a fine girl," here comes to the studio now. And then you don't go to the studio, you're supposed to be recording a song. You are now vibing. You get like let's get the work done. But you're going with vibes, and then before you know it, somebody's feeling emotion, and then wanting, and then it's now like a roadblock for you because you're kind of confused. Like, okay, should I thought
I was
move
here
on?
For business, and
should I move on, or should I just?
Too personal.
It gets personal, and then sometimes when you have this idea and you want to bring it forward and say, "This is what I want to do. Can we do this together?" You'd find out that if it was another guy that you guys are competing for the same thing, he's most probably going to get it done faster than you.
Okay, so let's touch on two things.
Okay.
One, that is woman to man.
Yeah.
The woman to man connection. So is there in existence the woman to woman connection? I mean, there are ladies in the industry. We have female DJs. We have Tiwa Savage.
Exactly.
We have BME Alade.
Yeah.
So how about that?
And so this women supporting women thing, there are only a few people that actually do
it happens
support.
Mostly online than it happens in reality, doesn't it?
It happens in reality for a few people. I have not experienced this, so I can't say it is there. But I'll speak from my experience. I was in a competition recently, and it became a situation where they had to pick a winner. So there was a tie between I and the other guy, and the crowd were there screaming, and but as a female, I was the only female actually to get to the finals. So the top 4, I was the only female. So they were like, "Oh, that's great, we have only one female, so that means that at least women are coming forward." And I eventually tied with the other guy. So the judges said, "You know what? This is great. Both of you are great, but there's a tie between you guys, and let's throw it to the audience and see who they pick." So along the line, I did my thing. He did his thing, but they screamed for the guy more, and there were a lot of women in the audience. Right now, I'm hearing things like, and women, no, the girls, they don't even they shout for the girl. You can imagine. They don't even say the girl tried. And I'm hearing different things like, maybe if they had screamed more, because there were actually more women in the audience.
So it was by the encore. That was how you could have won.
Yeah.
And then you had a lot of women in the audience, and they didn't.
And they didn't even support me. You get? It's not like they didn't like what I did. It wasn't like I didn't perform well or anything. but you just have this
women gravitating towards
the opposite sex, and then you want
men
to help them
gravitating
more.
towards men.
You get, so I'm like, well, maybe this one will be my own. If it's mine, it's mine. If if it's not my own, then it's not. So that's just a typical example. Like, it's a different thing where you see many women supporting me and saying, because of saying a woman, because there are few.
Yes,
people,
then I should actually support her.
Yeah, I should actually support.
And
It's not like she's not good or she's good or she's...
The fact that you made it to the final
You
already is a
understand.
testament to the fact that
Sure, you get.
deserve to be there.
So I'm like, well, let's just take it like that. And then when you count, I mean, like, the industry is very, very obvious. Before you count like 20 guys, you see maybe 2 or 3 women
here and there.
So there's no balance. So there's like, I just feel like my gender, we're being rubbed off for
the gender is being robbed. All right. When we come back, we're going to buttress on that a little bit more. Remember, it's the Scar Weekend Vibes, the Sunday edition. We'll be back. You stay tuned.
Turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's the Weekend Vibes right here, and I have with me Sochie, formerly known as B Sochie. All right, so we're talking about the women in the industry.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how you there was a situation where you were called to the studio, and then it seemed like you vibed more than you actually worked.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, all right, what's it like having to cope with in a male-dominated industry in terms of the attention you get from the men? And how do you handle that? And this is me just being curt in putting that question together.
Just want to know, Sha.
Yeah, so what's that like? Because I've often wondered, how do you cope with all of that? How do women cope with all that? And then if you look at how the industry is structured, you have to like dress a certain way.
Yeah.
If that suits your brand, the seductive dressing, the attires, and then you stand on stage and then you have these men surrounding you. So how do you deal with all of that?
Well, you just have to be very disciplined, because if you don't have discipline, you're just going to end up with so many people at the same time, which doesn't make sense. So you just have to take the compliments really lightly. Don't take it to heart too much, because it will get to your head. So there's no point really paying too much attention to. I mean, you can always appreciate whatever comments or
the compliments come very often.
Yeah, of course they will come. I mean, you cannot look really good and they won't compliment you. Even as a guy, they'll tell you, oh, I like your hat, or I like your shoes, or something. So
Okay.
it's necessary. It's very important to also get it, because it helps with your confidence as well.
How do you deal with the forceful ones?
You just
How do you deal with them,
ignore and walk
especially
away.
because
you
I'm just
appreciate it,
thinking
but at the
about
same
it.
time you walk away.
Yeah, but there are some you can avoid, right?
Yeah.
There are some you can't avoid. How do you deal with the ones you can't avoid?
When you get to that point where you feel like you can't handle it, just generally just walk away. Like I said, there's no point, because you're most likely going to get somebody offended. Either you get offended or the other person gets offended, and you don't want to make enemies. There's no point.
So we'll be speaking hypothetically.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced
Yes,
anything like
I
this?
have.
Do you want to
No.
tell us about it?
No.
Just for one, let's just have an idea. You don't need to call
So
me.
there was this one guy that was always, trying to talk to me, and every time it's always like, hey, let's meet up, let's do this, And I'm like, I mean, first of all, he's not the kind of person, he's not a bad person, no, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But we don't have anything.
There's no connection
common,
there.
yeah,
nothing,
there's no
common
connection.
denominator, nothing.
He's best as a friend.
Yeah.
Acquaintance safe. Let me just be that, as an acquaintance.
He's best as a friend.
I mean, that way both of you are safe. There's nobody running around.
But he didn't see it that way.
He didn't see it that way. And then it became really annoying when he started saying stuff like, oh, you'll be chilling with certain people now. You get. So I did some videos with some people. Took pictures with some people, and then it's more or less like he was stalking me. Like, oh, well done, no.
Oh, wow.
This one, no. That one, I saw your this. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like, you're actually keeping up with my appearances
Keeping
and
up with
stuff.
the Kardashians, right?
But you're like, oh, come spend time with me now. Come on. I'm like, you don't understand how it is. Like, me, I'm always looking for the next thing to do.
Did you clear him like as soon as you began to perceive that that's the direction he was headed? Did you clear
I did
him
it the best way I
immediately?
could. I just said, right now is not the best time, you know.
So there
We
was
are
hope.
we are cool as friends, but
Oh.
I don't want to have anything personal. This is recently, so it's not like a long time ago. So
And you know, something inside him is telling me that guy's name is something like IK. IK is Emeka's. We know you people.
what?
People have suffered in the hands of Sochies. IK.
No.
And I have a friend, IK, that was singing to me. You know, once these things happen, they start singing all these songs online, like, oh, look what I've seen, those broken-hearted songs. IK, your heart was broken. All right, so let's go back into the conversation, because I'm going to recount a story.
Okay.
And this is a real story. I won't call names because the person who told me this story is actually a veteran in the industry. So he said that he once had a female act on his record label, and she was very finicky, very diva-ish or diva-esque. You know, I don't want things done this way. I don't want things done that way. My hair must be on fleek. Fine, it's part of the brand.
Yeah.
But then some people can be very petty with these things. And he said he put in 30 million naira. And I'm not talking of 30 million with recession right now. I'm talking of 30 million as at what? 7 years ago. So it was the real 30 million, not the fake 30 million that we have right now. And he put in 30 million, and she got to a point where she was just like, you know what? I don't think I'm really feeling it. And he was like, you're not feeling what? You must feel it.
You see,
And then he lost his investments. And he said that his guys were working. He said that after that, he's not signing on another woman.
Yeah.
So how do you speak to that kind of person?
So I was going to mention as well the money aspect as a challenge, and then people who are able to invest in music or let me say female acts get discouraged because of things like this. Now, you know, that scenario, now that person is a case of money misruled 100%.
Okay.
You cannot give me 30 million now and then you expect me to act the way she did, because our priorities are different.
We have I don't know what the situation was, but we had the situation at YBNL. I'm not naming names, you know.
Okay.
There was a YBNL princess that came on board, and everybody was like, this is it. And then we saw how that didn't go as planned, basically.
Like I said, priorities are different.
Okay.
If you want to be in the game, you know, you see most females, they get into the music industry, they have 1 or 2 songs, maybe an EP, maybe an album, they're doing so well, they automatically feel like, oh, I am next level Tiwa Savage. I am next level Yemi Alade. There's a step, there's a ladder you have to climb.
It's so easy how people just attach their names to it. Tiwa, like as soon as the lady starts doing well, they're like, she's the next Tiwa.
I mean, like, it's a different thing where you are admiring the person, you want to be like the person, yes, but you cannot compare yourself with the same. You can't put yourself on the same pedestal with those people, because first of all, they've been around. I mean, in terms of experience, your music may be as good as theirs.
Can you say Thames is at the same level to her as at now?
As at now, I'd say no.
I'd say no. She did Black
Thames,
Panther.
Yeah, Thames is Thames. Don't get me wrong, Thames is Thames, but
because I ask that because a lot of people are making that comparison right now.
See, that's a problem. That's another problem. That's another issue. Why pitch one person against the other, especially when we are women? We are few in the first place. We are trying to like get a spot on the list, and then you're not pitching. Just one spot.
We are managing one.
We are managing. You're not pitching this person against this person. I don't know why they do it though. I don't know why. So, well, both of them are good. To be honest, Thames is amazing. I mean, within the short period that she's been around, yes, she deserves all the accolades that she's getting. But when you compare with somebody else and say, okay, because at the end of the day, if something comes out, they'll be like, oh, if it was Tiwa Savage, she wouldn't do this. So that's how you know that you cannot put them on the same pedestal.
Okay, so how much of scandals do you need to stay relevant in the industry? And the flip side to the question is, do you need scandals to stay relevant?
You don't
in the
need
industry?
scandals. But
Because
then
there's a track record, a proven, I was going to say proven, but the word was going back, but I'm going to just say there's a proven track record. It's negative, but it works.
well, some of these scandals happen without you planning. I don't know. Some people plan them. Some people plan them.
Some people have an entire team. The team is.
I know that's what I want to say.
it's
They
a scandal
strategically
team.
do certain things to
Yeah.
get certain kind of attention.
Uh-huh.
If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, But truthfully, you don't need a scandal because you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know if the ripple effect is going to be like very disastrous. It's either going to make you or break you. And before you can actually,
You've heard that all publicity is good publicity.
I hear, so that so that in the future.
But you've heard that before.
I've heard that before.
You've heard that said. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily believe
And I'll tell
it.
you,
but-
I'll tell you why I don't think you need a scandal. The reason why is because if you have a few years on your resume as an artist or something, and then the next thing you're thinking is you want to attempt a scandal. If you look back at the people who have tried the scandal thing,
yeah.
it's either they have a very strong group backing them up, a group of PR strategists, you have a record label that is pumping money so that whether or not they want to support you, you can throw money in their face and say, bam, do it or leave it, Or you yourself, you've had enough, like your leg.
You already have a successful career.
Successful career. Your leg is rooted in, But if you're coming from 2, 3, 4 years, and somebody tried it though, I don't know if you remember somebody that faked their death.
Oh yeah.
So you understand
then
what I'm trying to say. And the person came back.
And
It took a while. You understand?
Yeah.
It just takes away from the credibility.
I was going to throw in Kim Kardashian into the mix, but then let's just stop there because I know she wasn't really that popular.
She wasn't really popular, but
when
she leveraged
had her
on it.
scandal.
And you have to understand that it's not the same community. This is not America.
Very true.
America, if things they fly. If you drop cup now, pour water for person face, you are trending. But here it's like it's war.
You want to throw water on your father's face. Are you okay?
Are you okay? Things like that.
Your dad.
You can't mess up with the fans.
Yeah.
So you can have everything and then the fans can just spin it around for you.
Quick question. What is it that you need? I know you're building out your brand. The Sochie brand. Sochie brand.
Yeah.
If you've not heard of it before, you heard it here first. Sochie brand. All right, you're building out this amazing brand, right? And it's only going to escalate and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. When you get to a certain height, we've seen people fall off. We've seen people have a great song and then they don't understand the dynamics of the system and understand how to just stay there. I'm not going to name names, but we knew people that had hit songs and then now they're like,
and
my
poof.
G, 250k per show. And then they were collecting millions before. So what do you think is that staying formula that you need to stay up there at the top?
I think it's consistency and knowing what really works for you. So I think people are beginning to realize that certain kinds of genres are selling faster than the rest. I mean, originally your genre may be different from what's actually selling at the moment, but being able to leverage on it would actually get you further. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm a piano now.
Is so jumping on what is moving.
It's just even market women do the same thing. If you're selling tomatoes today and tomorrow you say that is egg that is
I'm just playing the devil's advocate. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not a devil. For those of you who don't know, but let's just leave it at that. But then again, there are people who say they say you stay true to your brand and you don't waver. So how do you stay true to your brand if you're jumping on whatever is just popping?
It's not just whatever is popping at the time. You need to have it in you. You need to have it. You can't just say, okay, maybe it's Fuji that is raining now and start singing Fuji. No.
If you don't Fuji, but if you don't Fuji will walk.
It will work, no doubt. But he cannot stay singing Fuji because he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
You understand? So we've seen people mix genres just to get along. Like even Kwamon did like a call it, like R&B hip hop version of
Come
one of
on,
his
R&B.
Yes, one of his albums. He did like remixes of his Fuji songs and
In
then
R&B.
R&B and hip hop.
I need to go look for that.
Out. Go check it out.
Come on, R&B.
That's where this popular song came out. This one that was trending.
Please don't tell me this one that was trendy, because if I just go through the list
I have the
of songs that have
idea.
trended in my head,
idea in my head.
they're
but
like 500.
I can't remember the tune.
Oh man, there are plenty.
There are plenty. One of it is this
Yeah, that's
that one was that's Kwam.
That's Kwam.
It's part of that.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's Kwam. Yeah, that's Kwam. Yeah.
It's in that album. He used like regular producers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some of his songs on that album. I can't remember. There's this particular tune that was trending then.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you get what I'm trying to say.
So he jumped on it, but he didn't stay there.
He won't stay there because that's not his genre. But it's just like I bring in a lot of I can do this too. So let's flow with it.
All right, guys, right here. Honestly, I feel like I'm gaining a lot into the behind the scenes, the inner workings of the industry. Yeah. So you don't want to go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to be talking about her songs, the things she has going on, her plan for 2022. I know you have a lot going.
2022 is gone.
2022 is not gone because this few months that we're getting into is the peak period of the
December
of the year for those of us who are in our industry. So you want to stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe.
All right, welcome back, guys. This is the Ska Weekend Vibes, the Sunday edition. I'm OJ, your host with the most. For those of you wondering how you can join on the conversation, first of all, you can join me on my social media handle. That's at This Is Official OJ on Instagram. If you see me on Twitter, you're being scammed. Okay, if you see me on Facebook, that's my uncle from the village. He has been monitoring my steps. He came all the way to Lagos to find out what I'm doing, and he opened a Facebook page to get you. But basically, just find me on Instagram. You can also join us at the Ska Telegram Radio on our Telegram platform, Ska Radio on IG, Audio Mac, Facebook, and YouTube, and Ska_radio on Twitter. Now we're coming back to our guest on the show, Sochie.
Welcome back.
Oh, I didn't compliment you initially. You look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I like the whole yellow, green,
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your style.
My
is
style
it fluid? Is it Catholic? Is it stagnant? Is it straight?
It can never be stagnant.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
My style is athletic, it's sexy, it's fierce, it's
exotic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes you see me very casual. My casual look is just t-shirts, tank tops, jeans, sneakers, boots, or heels or something. Depending on the day and what I have to do, understand. And it's time to turn up.
You get into something a little bit more
a little bit different,
appropriate for the event.
Yeah.
How important is style in all of this and your look?
Well,
I mean, let's bother a little bit around Ashake. I think he has a different style. I mean, he has this flared out trousers and singlets. It's different from what we're used to.
Yeah.
And it took me some time. I'm just saying, me personally, it took me some time to adjust to his brand, but I think I'm well adjusted now. But how important is style in all of this?
Well, like you said, it took you a while to adjust to it. So when it started, if you had stopped, you probably would just look like, oh, what's this guy doing?
Very true.
So you have to keep your style consistent as well. Like when they see you, they're not like, they know what they're looking for, but then they're not expecting what to see. So sometimes you want to shock them with
shock them.
Shock them.
Shock them.
Shock them. When they're expecting just a regular sneakers, give them sneakers with spikes. You understand?
Make your enemies frustrated day and night. They'll be thinking about it. Leave rent free on their minds.
Yeah.
But okay, so before the break, we spoke about your works, what you have out right now. So what's going on? What do you have out right now?
Right now, Work It is out. I have an EP titled Hybrid. Hybrid is a 5-track EP. It's R&B pop. No, it's basically Afrobeats, but R&B vibe.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
R&B pop vibe. So I have Undercover, I have Barrier, I have All Night, Body Calling, Greedy.
Body calling.
Yeah, you should listen to it. Then the single is Work It. Work It is the in thing. That's the one I like to dance to.
That's the
every
one you're
time.
pushing at the moment.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you have planned, like promotion wise? Like what's going on with that? Outside of this, I know this is happening. You're moving around. You know.
To be honest, I'm doing the best I can to get myself out there, to get my music there as well. But
are you signed to a label?
No, I'm not. I'm independent right now.
So Chike did that and it worked for him. And then at some point he had to sell his car.
Well, money issue.
Yeah, but does it pay better to just be signed and then have that structure around you?
I think from what I've learned, sometimes it's better to be independent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's because you have control over your music and the direction you want to go. But on the other hand, when you have a record label or a management company that is backing you up, you move faster. Yeah. Because you have a team that is there to support you, to put you through.
Yeah, you have different bodies.
Yeah, different bodies. They already know, their experience.
Road manager,
exactly.
And things like that.
So if you're independent, you face more challenges, but it's not to say that you won't do well. You will do well, except for the fact that where you want to go might just be longer, farther. Yeah.
Okay, so work it.
Work it.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Work it.
I heard something the first time. I heard work it.
Work it.
For my brothers out there, this one is not for you. You're not the one working it. It's our sisters that are working it.
Yes, sir.
So, what was the inspiration behind it? What were you working?
What was that work?
What were you working that inspired you to enter the studio and work it out?
So I love to dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, movement is one of my favorite things to do. I'm a terrible
dancer, by the way.
Don't worry, just nod your head. I know your type. You'll be dancing in the seats.
Yeah,
giving them the vibes in the seats.
They'll be like, oh, no, if this guy is to stand up. It's all a big scam.
So, Work It is obviously it's a dance song. It's also a very good workout song. So it's like a blend of dancing and working out, and also pushing you to work hard and get the rewards from working hard. And also it was inspired by Beyonce as well.
Oh, Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm saying that because
yes.
Okay, I'll keep quiet now.
No, because I was even going to say be Sochie that changed to Sochie. Is it Beyonce leaving the picture? What's going on?
That just happened.
Yeah.
I've been
that was just
Sochie since I was a kid.
No, but what was the Beyonce factor in this?
Yeah, the Beyonce factor is the fact that I featured in a video, Brown Skin Girl. So yeah, that was like I won't say it was.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Being in that video just gave me this. I won't say not like a vision per se, but it just made me realize that this is happening. You get it's happening. Like I never even thought of it happening. It never crossed my mind. That's okay. I just did Beyonce video. Beyonce, she's always been there for me, like as an inspiration. Same thing with MJ. Same thing with Chris Brown, Usher, and even Kafi.
I'm surprised you didn't call what's this lady's name that sang Level Up?
Ciara. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I was surprised they called because she's
okay. So Ciara, even Rihanna as well. So these people actually like my style, and coupled with the fact that I'm a woman and I dance as well, and then so she actually has this. She's like the personality that I'm looking out for.
Beyonce, that is. Like, she's a performer, she's a singer, she's a dancer, she's an actress, she's a songwriter. She's like a number of things that I see myself doing as well. So being that, I mean, that video, being in the video actually woke me up. Like, you're actually close, to like being there. Like, how about you're in front, and I was like, like, that was like a wake-up call. Like, you have these qualities that you're just hiding. So as far as I was concerned, then singing or music was like my hidden talent. Only a few people knew. So that woke me up. Like, the best time to start is now. When did you come out of the closet? So when did you officially just say, "Hey guys,
Okay, officially.
I'm out of the closet"?
Officially was last year.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah. Officially was last year. So I was on the reality TV show on DSTV, The Rush.
Okay.
And I just felt like people need to know me besides the modeling thing, besides the fitness. So this is the music. So let's get it on.
You know, this fitness thing, you've been talking fitness. You think you can intimidate me?
Don't worry.
Bigger than you. Don't worry. You know, after this, off camera, you give us a social media handle. Off camera, we're going to have a fitness competition. So if you're interested, give us a social media handle.
My social media. Let's start with Instagram. Instagram is Sochie Official.
Okay,
Sochie official. Same thing with Twitter. Same thing with Instagram. Sochie.
Sochie.
Sochie official. And TikTok as well.
So if you want to see us, we're going to go live. Say, you know, I understand. Look,
pick a date.
I get you're a lady, and you know we're supposed to treat you guys nicely, but I don't care.
Oh, you care.
I will finish. See, actually, I used to train with Usain Bolt.
Oh, okay.
You know, in it, I used to train with Usain Bolt, and you get me, fam.
Oh, I thought you were going to say The Rock. I'm not intimidated at all.
Wow.
Yeah, if you had said The Rock, I would have said
you know, The Rock is my relative from my mom's side. I'm just saying, and I'm related to the Queen in it.
Wow.
So I have like this Latina and British, you know, blood.
You're a very terrible liar.
I think my line is just getting a little bit better this year, and you're just spoiled my power.
Oh no, you're a terrible liar.
All right, great stuff. We've spoken about that, but I want to close on this note. A lot of the time in the industry, we see a lot of performances that are not so great. And in the past, it was okay to just come out and be like, "Oh yeah, everybody, sing the song." And the guy would just be there drinking shayo, and we are suffering after paying tickets. What's now your job now? But then the burners have changed the game.
Yeah.
And the Whiskits have changed the game.
Yeah.
I didn't call somebody else's name. It's not my fault.
I don't know.
Turn it up. Yeah.
Turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe. Tune in now to The Scar.
Performing with a band is expensive, but it puts you at a certain place that distinguishes you from the pack.
Yeah.
So how do you match up with the competition out there, where people are bringing like 10?
Please do.
Malaika is carrying like 15 people on stage, and just like,
Guy.
how do you do
I'm
with
not
all of
competing with anybody. I'm coming to do my thing. Whether it works or, it's definitely going to work.
Definitely going to work.
I'm 100% hopeful that it works, yes. But I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just going to be admiring a lot of people. And they've been there for a while. They've been inspiration to me.
Yeah.
So coming out and saying I want to perform with a band, yes, definitely. Because I like how it sounds. And it's a different feel from when you are in the studio recording and then you're also singing along to your song or maybe a backup track or something. It's totally different. Like you feel it gives you goosebumps.
Yeah, you feel the essence, don't you?
You feel it, like the drums. Like I like music with keyboard, drums. It's just.
But then there are people who cannot sing.
Right,
there are people who cannot sing. So that's going to be like kind of difficult for them.
Exactly.
I don't know why you're laughing, because I didn't say anything. I just said that there are people who cannot sing. Doesn't mean that they don't do great music.
Yeah. But at the
because
same time,
some people are beginning to think about something. So get that horrible thoughts out of your mind. I'm not calling anybody's name.
You don't even need to call anybody's name. People know. So
yeah, but anyway, there are people who cannot sing, right? Yeah. When I say cannot sing, I mean their voice texture that is not up to what we are known to accrue greatness to. Yeah. But they do know how to jump on a beat. They do know how to dissect the beats and how to make it great. So let me just put that out there, to balance things.
You want to balance. You don't want to shake
balance,
the table.
I don't want to shake the table. I want to balance the table.
But here's what I believe, though. I believe that with practice, you could get better.
Just about any voice.
Just about any voice. I say that because we've seen Shadi Adu. We've seen a lot of people with really low voices.
Shadi Adu?
Yeah.
What happened to Shadi Adu's voice?
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that her voice texture is not like the regular voice that you hear.
But her voice is
That's
really smooth.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you get what I'm saying. Her voice is not the regular kind of voice that you hear.
Really?
It's not that sharp. It's not that.
It's soft and it's light.
Soft and light. You get, and she's making use of it. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's not the kind of voice that you hear on music competitions that they'll be, doing so many riffs and everything. You get my point now.
Yeah.
So being able to use your voice is really important. So it's not like you're competing with anybody anyway.
So
but
just
you're doing your
use
thing.
it the best you can.
Use it the best way you can.
All right, guys, that's my time. That's my time. That's our time on the show. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, OJ.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me.
You've been so amazing, and I've learned quite a few things. And I'm so sorry. In advance, our fitness test that we're going to do, fitness matchup. I call it a matchup now. I'm totally going to floor you. You guys should look out
this
for
guy
that.
is making so much mouth. I can't wait.
You see, both my
pick
cousin.
Pick a date.
I'll pick a date.
Pick it right
Just
now. Let me put you on
the
spot.
10th. The 10th.
No, I'm not available.
The 10th. I didn't say the month.
Ah.
I didn't say the year. But on the 10th. So
This
every
guy.
10th of every month, just
This guy.
go to our social media handles and something will come out of it. So how can people access your songs on what social media platforms?
It's online. YouTube, Spotify,
Yeah.
Audiomark, Deezer.
These
Name
are
them.
all right. So we spoke about live performances, right? Are you going to drop something for us? Just a freestyle, very quickly,
Okay, then what should I do? Work it you may not feel work it because it's the
yeah.
you need the beat to follow, but I'll do on the cover.
Okay. Are we ready for this? All right.
You they call me bad girl, but your friend bad past you. He they call me all night, he they come by 2:30. Walk through the door with a smile that makes me feel good. But when I want you, I just can't get hold of you. Say you wanna be my lover.
Oh, is that what you told Ike? That's how you broke his heart.
You just have to bring Ike in.
Ike.
One day I'll find out who
Ike and Emeka, both of you, you're suffering.
Emeka.
All right, guys, that's our time for now. This is the Scar Weekend Vibes. My name is OJ SOKK, your host with the most, the president on talk himself. Till next time.
Turn it up this weekend on The Weekend Vibe. Tune in now to The Scar Radio.